How many people are upset that we got involved in this? Mainly because they feel that it was all Israel's fault. Yeah, that's it. That's my question. Because that's what I'm really getting, man. I think a number of us are just like, yo, I'm tired of America being like a trained seal. Whenever Israel says jump, we say how high. Is it crazy to say maybe we can stop doing that?
With Tim Black.
Ambassador, I've just been alerted to a post from the president. We were discussing his messaging. This is brand new. If this ceasefire holds, President Trump, just here in these moments, breaking news, has announced posting online a ceasefire, Israel, Iran, U.S. If this ceasefire holds, is durable, is this a significant foreign policy win for the Trump administration?
It is, but let's look at it. It is, to be fair, it is.
I gotta say, some people ain't gonna never be happy, man. Nah, they never gonna be happy. They're always gonna be upset. When I say some people, of course, I'm talking about Democrats, right? Yeah, man, because being happy about the fact that there's a ceasefire, yeah, that would be unpatriotic for a Democrat. Yeah, but Democrats can't pretend like they're actually rooting for America. Not when America's run by a Republican. Don't get it twisted. If America's run by a Democrat, they'd be happy as hell right now. Happier than the pig in slop. But the fact is, there is no way the Democrats would show an inkling of being satisfied. That after they were just saying that the sky was falling. Yeah, the sky was falling. You know? And it was the craziest thing because we all know, like, bailing out Israel is something Democrats are going to do. Trump found a way to do it. No matter what you think of him, he found a way to do it without incurring, bodies on the ground, getting bogged down like in Afghanistan, or whatever. Okay, according to reports, this is where we are. And if this is the guy, and he is the guy because no one else is president, right? What it is, what it is. And it's got to burn if you're a Democrat because it's the last thing you want to see. A successful mission.
Hi, Aaron. What I'm learning is that this ceasefire has been mediated and, according to President Trump, also achieved through mediation of Qatar and the United States, two countries that have been in touch, close touch, before the U.S. entered this war. Or a day before this war started, there were meetings between U.S. and Qatari officials about the possibility of the U.S. joining this war. And those contacts continued all along the last 3 days, and today, when after the Iranian attack on the El Udeid base, Iranian officials sent a message to the White House through the Qataris saying, we're done. This is our response. We're not going to do anything further.
I got to say, man, Israel kind of lucked out. I'm the average middle-aged black guy from a working class background who care more about the price of eggs than I care about the bombs that dropped overseas. And would like any type of money that's spent doing that shit directed back over here. That's where I'm at. I just want to talk to the people that are kind of losing their minds right now. They're losing their minds because they don't know what to think and they're kind of worried. They feel impending doom because they're like, oh my God, we're embroiled, we're knee deep, what's going to happen now? Folks, it don't look like anything else is going to happen. Now, something could happen. It's the unpredictability of war, right? Something could happen. Just doesn't look like it. Yeah, you know what's crazy, folks? No matter where you at, no matter what religion you claim, what sect you claim, guess what? Everybody want to live. Yeah, everybody wants to live, even Iranians. And for the record, I don't feel that what Trump did was an attack on Iran. Even though it's basis in Iran, I don't feel it's the same thing. I mean, it's not like Afghanistan, Okay, we were just knocking down buildings and shit. It's not like what Israel did to Palestine. That's not the same thing. It was strategic strikes at nuclear manufacturing plants under the ground, using bunker busters to go under the ground to get at that. And what we got to listen to all weekend was a bunch of crybaby ass reporters make it sound like we just got thrust into the middle of creating World War III. And to me, that right there, that is nothing but a bunch of fear-mongering panic that you're trying to spread to normal people that got regular problems going on, man. They don't need to be walking around all day thinking that the world is on the brink. Now, once again, I don't know if the world's on the brink, but it's been on the brink. Anytime anybody's got nuclear warheads, we just don't be walking around thinking about it all the time. But this is where we are. This is what we have. And that's not in defense of Donald Trump. That's in the defense of reality. There is no president in the United States history since I've been alive who would have did anything different. Hold on. They may have done something different. They may have done something worse. I'm not saying Trump is a saint. What I'm saying is, I have Obama. If Obama was in office, he'd have did a lot more to have Israel's back. He would have been a lot less restrained. Biden, and let's just say whoever runs Biden, because Biden wasn't making any decisions. That's the way I look at it. Same deal. Let's not even get started on Bush. He said that's the war in Iraq. So there goes to 3 right there. 3 the hard way, right? And then we're back to like Clinton. The bottom line is, no matter what they do, they can't give Trump credit for anything that he does, because when you've been running for almost 12 years, 10 years at least, 10 years on Trump is evil, and the only thing you got holding your party together, and don't get it twisted, it's a very thin line, like it's barely being held together. I mean, you got Scotch tape, and the Scotch tape got wet. The Democratic Party's been held together by, I don't know, bubble gum, spit, and prayer. The only thing that's the last little stitches that are staying glued together in the Democratic Party is the hate of Trump. Every poll that I've seen, Democrats are selling the Democratic loyalists, the Democratic real supporters of the 2 or 3 that you can find. They're all saying you need to fight harder against Trump. They don't care for what. So we got Democratic lawmakers, even the ones with common sense, going, the only way I can stay in office is to look like I'm resisting Trump. I still don't know how you resist a president when you're out of power. I don't know what you do. I don't know what people expect. They lost power, mainly because of listening to their base of people that say kooky things.
Another route, then there'll be consequences for that.
Let me follow up on a phrase you just word, weaponization ambitions. Are you saying there that the United States did not see intelligence that the Supreme Leader had ordered weaponization?
That's irrelevant. I see that question being asked in the media. That's an irrelevant question.
No,
They have
that is
everything
the
they need
key
to build a
point in
weapon.
U.S. intelligence assessments. You know
No,
that.
it's not.
Yes, it was.
No, it's
that
not.
The political decision had not
I know
been
that better
made.
than you know that, and I know that that's not the case.
But
You don't
I'm
know-
asking
you
you
don't
whether
know
the
what you're
order
talking
was
about.
given.
And the people who say that, it doesn't matter if the order was given. They have everything they need to build nuclear weapons. Why would you bury things in a mountain 300 feet under the ground?
Right.
Why would you bury why do they have 60% enriched uranium? You don't need 60% enriched uranium. The only countries in the world that have uranium at 60% are countries that have nuclear weapons. Because they can quickly make it 90. They have all the elements. They have. Why do they have a space program? Is Iran going to go to the moon? No, they're trying to build an ICBM.
No, but
so
that's
they
a
can one day
question.
put a
That's a
warhead on
question.
it.
That's a question of intent, and you know, in the intelligence.
Lady, you are annoying as hell. I'm tired of them. I'm tired of the Democratic Party. All they do is complain, complain, complain. Here's the deal, man. You live in America. You live here. I live here. My kids live here. Luckily for me, I get to see my grandkids. They're here now. They live here. We all live here. And we got a group of people that root against the people here. Now, I want America to, stop meddling with other countries. I wish that was the case. I don't get what I want. Okay, I don't get what I want. That's what I would rather have. I'd rather have us not meddle in the Middle East. But we don't get what we want. We don't get to make those decisions. There's a lot of things I want we don't get. It's not your birthday. But I could tell you this, things could be a lot worse right now. They could be. We could be Rwanda. We could be the Congo. We could be Palestine. There's a lot worse we could be right now. I know you want a virtual signal. Look, okay, all my virtual signaling progressives and liberals who are so upset right now. I understand, I get it. I got a conscience too. Guess what? Pack your stuff and go. Go over there and live in it. I'm admitting I ain't trying to do that. I ain't about that life. I just wish the Democrats would just admit they like the Eggs Benedict and their fucking cottage cheese, their cream cheese on their bagels, and their mocha whatever frappe. They like it. They like complaining safely over here, like everybody else. They like sitting over here, watching 300 channels of HBO Max, wearing pajamas with the feet in them, while they complain about what America does. Virtual signaling that they really wish they could do more for you. Meanwhile, they're very happy to sit over here in luxury. And yeah, not so luxury accommodations as well. But a place where you can order a pizza at 3 a.m. You can call an Uber and get anywhere. It ain't perfect. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. But I'm not going to root against it. I'm not going to root against the fall of the place I live in. That's goofy. I don't understand. And another thing, I don't think it would change a damn thing anyway. But okay, if that's what you want to do, fine. We shouldn't have to listen to you do it all the time. That's all I'm saying. Root for the demise of your country from afar. That's all. Because it gets old. These people have no intentions of moving to those places. It's sort of like the people that complain with me. When I'm talking about what's going on with Black Americans, like we own 10% of the wealth as white Americans, and that means it's bad for us from retirement, home ownership, all those issues I raise. The people that go, "Oh, Tim, that's really sad." Then they go write about life like it's nothing. See, I'm used to you. You do the same thing with Black people. You do it with them. You're doing it with people overseas. You're doing it with people in the Middle East, people in Latin America. And we're tired of you. We're tired of listening to you tell us how bad we have it here. But you're going to stay here and just complain about us. It, that, those, them, us, Trump, ooh, pew. Fine. That is your prerogative. Free speech, right? Okay, well, I like to take my free speech and use it and exercise it by telling you to shut the F up. You sound like this lady complaining about a successful military operation where a bunch of civilians, just the fact a bunch of civilians just didn't get cut in half by American missiles is a good day for me. I don't get to call the shots, but I prefer this outcome.
course, is splitting both parties. We touched on yours, Scott, but Sochi, Congressman Josh Gottheimer posted this on X. He says this, quote, "Tonight, the United States took critical and decisive action to protect America. This is not a Democratic or Republican issue. Dealing with the Iranian threat is central to America's national security. The world is safer because of the actions of our brave service members." How widespread do you think the sentiment is going to be? I mean, historically, there's been a lot of support for Israel in the Democratic Party.
How many people are upset that we got involved in this? Mainly because they feel that it was all Israel's fault. Yeah, that's it. That's my question. Because that's what I'm really getting, man. I think a number of us are just like, yo, I'm tired of America being like a trained seal. Whenever Israel says jump, we say how high. I think that's what the main like beef is. Because, you know, like everybody's not anti-war. I mean, I'm anti-war. I'm pro-domestic policy that helps the blacks and the poor and the working class. And if you're helping the working class, you are helping black folks. But I got to say black folks because somehow, and when you just say working class, it kind of somehow gets diverted away from black people. I mean, America has a way of doing that. So I got to be very specific when I say black Americans. That's the way I make sure my advocacy, people understand who I'm supporting. Because if I just say working class, the arrow never hits home. But I got people that are complaining about this who, I don't know if they complain about Afghanistan. I don't know if they complain about Sudan, if they complain about Somalia, if they complain about Yemen, if they complain about all the other excursions that America is on. But see, the thing is this. I think a lot of it, and I could be wrong, but I want to find out from you. This ain't a me question, this is a you question. Do you think it has to do with Israel? Because Israel struck Iran first. So I see people been on like a roller coaster, like, oh man, Israel stepped out there and jumped in it with Iran, and now they're getting bombed by Iran. Maybe they'll learn to leave people alone. And then here we come, getting involved, and now who knows what's going to happen. And I understand, I think that some people saw this as us getting dragged into something else once again. Let me know what you think in the comments, man. Let me know what you think in the chat, Trump got involved. Here we go again. And now we're out the other side, and it looks like, well, okay. He shook the table, right? The table got shook, and afterwards, pieces are still standing. That's all I'm saying. Sister said, Trump got lucky, this wasn't a victory. I didn't say it was a victory. Who said victory? And I don't know about getting lucky. Did Obama get lucky? Did Biden get lucky? Just asking. I want to see consistency. Did Biden and did Obama get lucky? Just asking. Because we just had a withdrawal to Afghanistan where some people lost their lives. I haven't heard that today. I could be wrong, and it could be coming up. Because we don't know, but intelligence gets released, and that's why I don't like talking about international politics, because you never really know what happened. You don't know. You know what they told you happened, but you can't I don't have boots on the ground. But what I'm saying is, these are, what we know is what we know. But it doesn't mean Trump is victorious. He didn't fight shit. I would never use that type of language. That Trump is victory. He had a victory. It's just like that's that Democrat versus Republican shit. We don't care about that. I know you're new to the channel, but here on the Tim Black Show, we don't care about Republicans or Democrats. We don't care about Green Party either. Hate to hurt your feelings. Socialists for America. We don't care about any parties. We don't care about that. We care about working class people. That's all we care about. Working class Black Americans. That's what we care about. We don't care about parties at all. So this channel would never cheerlead victory or failure unless it's about us. Understand? I must make sure we're clear. And I appreciate your comment because that gets to clarify where I stand so you know, so everyone who watches understands what this channel is about, because this ain't about is Trump victorious. He ain't fighting nobody.
Qatar was the intermediary, and that Iran officials are now saying they did, in fact, authorize Qatar to negotiate on their behalf, at least according to Reuters and other wire services, and that the Israelis are going to agree to this in a 6-hour time frame. Now, what happens between now and the 6 hours? I expect a lot of kinetic action inside Iran from the Israelis, but that's what it looks like. And then the details that the president laid out about how it follows over the next 24, 48 hours, we don't know what that picture looks like or whether it leads to negotiations.
Both major parties are big-time war parties. Big-time war parties. And what they're such big-time war parties. The biggest dig that the corporate Democratic shills have been having the last couple of days is, see, Trump is just like us. That's their biggest dig. And meanwhile, I'm watching Republicans, or I'm watching MAGA, try to defend Trump and say, no, he's not. But that's what's been going on. But Democrats are so delusional, they don't know anything about Kamala, because Kamala didn't have any policies, really. She didn't stand for shit. But Kamala has always said, no matter what it is, she's siding with Israel, or no matter whatever it was. She wouldn't even have to know what the play was. She'd just show up, what do you want us to do, Israel? Just tell us what to do, and we'll do it. We got people that don't know that that's how Kamala's foreign policy was. If you want to call what she had foreign policy. She definitely had no, real, agenda that made any sense. She'd be on both sides on every issue like Hillary Clinton. Okay? But they didn't know anything about Kamala. And they think it's a flex to say, see, that's why I wish we got Kamala in. Why? She would have done worse. She'd have done more to help Israel. More. She wouldn't be bucking Bibi on anything at all. She'd be leading the way. And she'd be trying to keep us tied down in Ukraine, which is where I want us to turn our next issue at. What happened to that? What happened to getting out of the Ukraine shit? What happened to getting out of it all the way over here away from that? But yeah, Israel. The Democrats. I found this little meme and it's almost accurate. It's not accurate though. It says the times Obama dropped bombs, but didn't declare war, i.e. get, permission through Congress. Libya, 2011, Pakistan, Yemen, Somalia, Iraq, and Syria. He used AUMFs to justify airstrikes and drone campaigns targeting terrorists like Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and Al-Shabaab. In 26 alone, the U.S. dropped over 26,000 bombs. Yeah, I very famously said, Obama dropped so many bombs that we ran out of bombs. 1,337 bombs in Afghanistan. And that's why this list is not accurate, because it doesn't even include Afghanistan. But still, you know what you got, folks? You got liberals today with a straight face saying we need to impeach Donald Trump for not using Congress and not declaring war. Folks, do you realize America hasn't declared war officially since what? World War II? Both parties suck, Johnson, but this is one of the reasons why I can't stand the Democrats. They will right in your face complain about something that they've been doing the whole time. They've been doing this the whole time. They've been not going through Congress. They've been just doing whatever they want to do as president. And all the complaints that you have of Trump are complaints that started with Obama. And none of the people that are complaining were complaining then. And that's what I can't stand. So yeah, as far as it goes for right now, I'll take this. Hopefully the ceasefire holds and we can continue. Right? And we can continue. Perfect. You made it to the end of the video. I appreciate you. Now, Google thinks this next video is going to be perfect for you. It's right up your alley. So click the next video, watch that with me, and let's keep this politics going. You're built for this.